The secret advantage men who practice semen retention have that instantly makes them stand out and trigger deeper curiosity within the people they interact with. Whether it's you're walking down the street, you're on a date, or going to your local coffee shop, people start to recognize something about you that they can't put into words. It's not just the way you carry yourself, it's the energy that you offer to other people that makes them see you in a completely different way. This video is not about attraction gimmicks or doing this for the wrong reasons. Semen retention only works and you will get the most out of it when you're doing it for you and no one else. And that's how you become magnetic to the world outside of you. But before we get into today's video, I have been working on something behind the scenes that I am so excited to share. If you're new here or you've been a loyal subscriber, you know that semen retention and this topic alone is something I've dedicated a lot of my time and energy towards. Not just within making videos on this topic, I think there's close to 10 to be exact. I thought it was time for me to make a course on semen retention and everything I've learned through my coaching work and just the information I have shared, so you guys have the complete recipe to show up on your semen retention journey and actually get the most out of it. By understanding this knowledge and applying it with action, you are guaranteed to see the results in your life that are based on the efforts you put into this. The course breaks down everything you need to know and action plans along the way for you to embody the man that is no longer controlled by his sexual urges, rather empowered by his sexual energy. So if you guys are interested in my very first course on semen retention, then hit the link in the description and get it today. What most people don't realize is one of the hidden advantages most of these men share is actually how they manage their energy, which there are a lot of men today under the influence of social media content, pornography, and lust that is diluting the extreme power we can harness when it comes to our sexual energy and investing it back into ourselves to actually get the rewards we are desiring out of porn, out of lust. Because I'm sure you've been there, that it's not actually providing you with much in your life other than distraction, depletion, and maybe finding yourself in seasons of depression. And it is something you can get out of. It is possible when you can use 100% conviction, knowing that your life, your circumstances, and how you perceive yourself can change when you are fully on board with your growth and doing things that, yes, maybe makes you uncomfortable, but is evolving you into the man you are destined to become. Whether that's getting yourself in the best shape of your life, wanting to attract love, a partner, that's not a wrong thing on this journey, but the center focus should be you and you prioritizing the relationship you have with yourself, because ultimately that is the product of everything you will experience. If you don't like yourself, you don't like your life, you don't like your circumstances, it is going to infuse into everything and everyone you see and experience, because that is how this life works. It is strictly a mirror. And that's why men on semen retention have a huge advantage, because you can start seeing through the illusions of this modern day society and recognize what you have been buying into your own energetic currency that maybe has left you broke on a spiritual level. And instead you start building yourself up to the degree of which you believe is possible. And that is actually something that is very, very important to understand. Our life runs off of our belief systems. And there's a lot of men that have unconscious beliefs when it comes to themselves, their sexual energy, and why or why not it can't be them, why it's not your time. But actually, men, it is your time. Because if you have attracted today's video in your life, it's for a good reason. You've been on the bench for far too long, and now it's time to go up to bat, to make the shot towards your greatest desires coming to fruition. And when a man is operating on that wavelength, on the frequency that is just him returning to his own unique expression, whether it's you always wanting to start a business, so you're allowing that sexual energy to move you in that direction. Sexual energy and creative energy are one of the same. The question is, are you using it as a tool in your life, or are you using it to distract you? Sexual energy can be a double-edged sword for some men. It can be the very thing that gets you to your success, or it could be the very thing keeping you away from it. which is why I feel like semen retention right now is actually getting a lot of light in, I think, the YouTube space, maybe some social media platforms, because a lot of men are sick and tired of feeling entrapped, feeling lost, and having zero purpose. And it's not that you don't have purpose, it's just you're not allowing yourself to follow through with the commitments that are going to get you there in a place in your life where action is the byproduct of excitement, you following through with your excitement rather than your pleasures. Because maybe you've gotten to a point in your life where following pleasures have just led you to a dead end. But the moment you start realizing that is a choice you have been making and you have the ultimate power of decision. So what do you decide to do with your sexual energy? Can you transmute it? Can you learn about it? Can you be the one in control of it? And once you get into that position of your life, you will feel probably the most powerful, because a lot of men feel powerless due to their sexual energy. So imagine when that is reversed. And that's why the hidden advantage men have on semen retention is they can create anything they want into fruition. Anything it is. If you've always wanted to be an actor, instead of going onto porn sites and lusting, you actually invest your time and energy and even money into acting classes. You never know how that small shift in your life could actually lead you to opportunities you would just be saying no to because you've gotten way too comfortable sitting back and waiting for life to happen. That's why I like to say the greatest transformations happen when enough is enough. When you've gotten to a point in your life where you're close to breaking, or maybe you've reached your breaking point and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. So what are you going to do about it? And that's where your journey begins. And that is one of the most beneficial times in any person, any man, woman's life, is when they start to see what their actions are doing clearly. Because when you live in ignorance, you are ignoring the opportunities, you are ignoring your blessings. So when a man starts choosing himself, starts saying yes to his life and creation, and is no longer a victim of his sexual energy, you begin to channel that very powerful energy into the fruits that just come from your labor, from your efforts. And that's the type of man that is rare nowadays, because there's so many people distracted. There are so many men very comfortable, but comfortable within their misery. And that's not you. And that is why semen retention unlocks a hidden advantage that almost feels too good to be true. Because our society today doesn't want our men to be reminded of how powerful they really are. Because once more men start awakening to this truth, things will be different. We would live in a completely different society. You would inspire women to awaken into their femininity. You would know what it means to be a grounded, integrated man, one you can trust, you can respect, and you can depend on. And of course, this drives curiosity in other people because they want something you have. Maybe they can't pinpoint it right away, but you leave a positive impression on every single person you meet because you are being your true self. You are being your fullest expression without restriction. And that is a man of recognized power people get to be inspired by. So show up today for yourself, for your greatest life you can build by practicing semen retention and giving it your all. And again, you guys, if you are needing any help on this journey and you are wanting to know and learn the tools to help you transform your life from the inside out, check out the course I have worked so hard on creating for you guys that will be a complete game changer in your life. And without further ado, you guys, give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next one.